everyone, welcome back. Now today we're going to be having a look over one of the new toys that I just got, which is a mini excavator. Now I finally got sick of digging things by hand and I thought, hey, I need help here. So I did a lot of research and I came away with a Carter CT10. Now I took a little bit of a gamble because, like a lot of the mini excavators, there isn't a lot out there review wise. Now there's a lot in the States, there's a fair few, you know, bits and pieces of videos from the manufacturers themselves, but I didn't really see much on this particular excavator, right? And especially when it came to digging in this really crap ground that I have. So I took a bit of a gamble, and I'm by no means an expert, right? This is not going to be a review. I don't know if this excavator is good or bad. All I know is that it definitely meets my requirements and it meets what I need it to do. And big shout out to Troy and Jess from Melbourne Machinery, who put up with my noobness when it came to excavators and were a great help. Got it delivered to me in the middle of nowhere here, and I was offered to jump on a phone and help us out when it came to operating it, which is awesome. Now, one of the great things is it has a 3-year warranty, which is one of the things I really wanted because I was very sketchy when buying one of these Chinese excavators because of the warranty and what it would be. But Melbourne Machinery, being an Australian company, offered that, and as long as I get my 30-hour service into them. Now it's at about 24 hours, so that is coming your way, Troy and Jess. Now let's get into it. Let's have a bit of an overview of it and my thoughts on it, my non-expert thoughts on it. All right, so let's have a bit of a look here. So it did come with 9 attachments, I think. So it came with the bucket that's on it at the moment. It came with a mud bucket, trench bucket, an auger, and 3 attachments for that: 100, 200, and 300 mil auger, a rake, and a ripper. I think that's it, and obviously a hydraulic thumb. So that's one of the things I was looking for. A lot of the cheaper Chinese tractors will usually have a static thumb, or one that's just sort of sitting in place that you set, but this one's a hydraulic thumb, which is something I was looking for. What's actually even cooler is I haven't got it attached at the moment because I have been using it, but it's off. But when you have the auger driver on it, you've got another connection for them to put here, and then you turn this little lever that way and it basically diverts the flow either from this one to this one, right? Very, very cool. And same for the other side, obviously, is that you turn this around, it's got a little stop there, you turn it around that way till it hits there, and then the hydraulic fluid goes out that one, which you would attach the auger to. Now at the moment it's got caps on it. Now one of the downsides to that is, you might notice that it's a little bit moved there. I had to unbolt that bit because the actual auger hydraulic lines would not fit onto that unless I did it through there, because they're not a right angle one like this. They're actually straight, more like something like that. So if they were like this, it would have probably been a lot easier. Anyway, that's about the only issue for the most part. The only other issue is that I got a whole thing of bag of tools, which was great as part of it, and a whole bunch of replacement grease nipples. Now unfortunately the grease nipples do not fit. They're actually too small for these particular ones that are on here. All right, so let's have a look a bit further. So it does have a safe working load of 60 kilos. Now that is when the arm and boom are fully extended, and I can vouch for that. It definitely gets a bit unbalanced at around 60 kilos, but anything closer like it is now, it can obviously lift and cater for a lot heavier loads. The other good thing is, because you know I'm not exactly a mechanical genius, is it has the grease nipple for the tensioning, right? So it's done by that. I don't know if you'll be able to see in there, but it allows you to be able to tension them with the grease gun, which is really, really cool. Obviously we've got the dozer blade at the back, which I have used a lot, and it is awesome. What else we got? So I haven't even taken the plastic off the seat yet, trying to keep it in as good nick as possible. I don't even think I've ever used a seatbelt, to be honest. Comes with a nice leather thingy there, which is good. The boom, everything looks solid as far as the construction. It's done 24 hours at the moment. So nice little light there, little LED light. And I was worried about digging through this sort of dirt, right? And yeah, look, it handles it fine. Just digging a hole, but no, it is for something. But you can see it is rock, right? It is nasty clay rock, and as you can see, it's had absolutely no issues getting through that, which is one of the things that I was very worried about, actually. Was can it only dig through nice soft average backyard garden dirt, but no, it can dig through a lot more. All right, so I don't think anything too much. Obviously got the ROPS, all the usual safety things, fire extinguishers. It is diesel. Let's lift this up, have a bit of a look-see. All right, so I think it's a 7-litre diesel tank. Comes with a nice thermometer, as well as you can see the gauge there of where it's at. This is actually the second tank for 24 hours. So it's done, you know, maybe, I don't know, 13 litres or something like that. No, not even, actually. It's probably done 10, 11 litres, and it's done 24 hours. So it's pretty cool. It's got the hydro oil there with the gauge down here where you can see. I've only really had one issue, which was, and you can see I've actually had to remove this. You can see that little lines don't line up like they should from factory, but it was the motor that twists, I don't even know the term, you know, twists the whole thing around. It had a leak on the hydraulic hose, and it was just that the connection was loose. So I connected that back up. It was just a little drip, wasn't anything too serious, and it's been fine ever since. It's got the hydraulic pump there, and it makes sense. Like, these would be easy to convert to electric, because you're just turning this drives pretty much everything, right? We'll go around to the other side, and we have everything else. So we've got our oil filter. Obviously it's a coupe engine, diesel engine, 7 kilowatts I believe. It's got its air intake there, and actually down here, have a look in there, it's actually the hydraulic radiator cooler, hydraulic fluid cooler, with a fan on it, an active fan. So I actually didn't know what some of these were originally, and that's what this one is here. So if I actually turn this on, not on, better hear it. Yep, there it goes. So it's now spinning. I actually didn't know that was what it was for initially, and that, turn it off, turn it on. The light for the front, I haven't had to use that yet. Haven't really been digging in the dark. I have no idea what that's for. I think it's just an empty switch, I don't know. Doesn't seem to do anything. And I think you can see 24 hours there if it's showing up, and that just tells me when it's on. I think that's all I ever notice it with. The usual, so this is obviously to swing the boom left and right. We've got the controls. I actually wouldn't be able to remember which one's which from it. I know when I'm sitting on it. And then walk around. This one is for the thumb or the auger, depending which one. So you can see it has auger left and right. So at the moment that would be the thumb. So I've had it hooked up, had an augers in there, it would actually turn the auger clockwise and anti-clockwise. We've got this for the dozer blade, up and down. Obviously these are to move forward and back and in a circle and all the rest, but they're for the tracks. Yeah, and then we've got this, so this goes up, brings the boom up, boom down, amongst other things. Anyway, don't know, let's start her up and see how she goes. I haven't had absolutely any problem with this. Obviously for these ones, just put it up a little bit to start it. and turn it on. Anyway, so I hope you enjoyed the look over here. Now, it's done everything that I need to do. I guess we'll see how it's still running when it hits a couple hundred hours. But so far so good, is that it's done and dug and worked to all my expectations. I was very worried when I was thinking of buying one, because I couldn't afford a John Deere or a Kubota or something else that costs about twice as much to do the same thing. And then the other ones, obviously you can get them at the same price, but they're like 20 years old. But this, with a 3-year warranty, is definitely a bit of a safety net there, to know that at least for the next 3 years it should be okay, and if anything major fails, then it's all covered. But anyway, it's been running absolutely perfectly for me so far, and again, big thanks to Melbourne Machinery for doing that. Now, they're not sponsoring this or anything, just great service, and I really appreciate that. Anyway, hope you enjoyed. Until next time, stay safe out there. See you, bye.